Hello and welcome back to the Eventual Digression Show. Today we have some exciting things to talk about, and primarily, I would like to pay some homage to the season that Liverpool Football Club has had this season, and address some elephants in the room and go from there. What it means to win this Premier League title, and also discuss a few things about how Arsenal's season has panned out over the years, but mostly this is going to be about Liverpool's title challenge and how they successfully finished will be finishing first in the league table this season for the Premier League, right? So, yeah, the biggest elephant in the room I can see, I don't know whether it's out of bitterness or whether it's just, you know, common fan behavior. There is some animosity, right? I'm not saying everyone, but there is some animosity towards Liverpool's title race. There's a big trending, uh, you know, topic right now is that the this title is kind of blur. Liverpool haven't been at the top to win this title. I mean, it is not as impressive as say other title winners like Manchester City in recent times, right? And and i i totally disagree with that. It's absolute bullshit in my opinion, because let's go through some numbers, to kind of like, um, not like, there's no validation for the statement that Liverpool has is winning the title because the other teams fallen off, right? That is the main argument that many fans and maybe some people from the mainstream media have of this season. I couldn't disagree more, and this is not coming from a place where I'm a Liverpool fan, which I am. This is coming from a genuine objective place, to be very honest. And honestly, as a Liverpool fan, I could give no, I don't really care about how Liverpool win the title. Winning the Premier League title for Liverpool is the holy grail, right? This is second time Liverpool is winning in the last 31 years, maybe. So, or like not 31 years, like 35, 36 years. So this is not, it's not something that Liverpool fans take for granted, and we are going to hyper analyze that. Oh wow, like Liverpool is winning the title, but it's not very impressive. I mean, there will be a sense of acknowledgement if that was really the case, but it is not. It is not. Let's start from the beginning, right? First, let's assess the fact that where Liverpool stood at the beginning of this season. Now, in recent seasons, there has been the case, especially in the last season, where Klopp announced that he'll be leaving. It was like a very emotional year for the team, for the fans, for the players. So Liverpool has had a tendency in recent times to kind of fall off after really putting up a good title challenge almost in the entirety of the season, and they will kind of fall off in April, or they'll fall off in the end of March, and that is because of different reasons. The players kind of getting burnt out, some injuries, which is very common with many teams, like the usual reasons. But they have always showed a glimmer. This team has always, they don't need to prove anything. This team has always shown that they're a world class team filled with world class players, and the mentality is really, really good. It's elite. Maybe the team is not the same like with Firmino, Mane era, Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum. That was different era with Fabinho, but also there's a good mix of experience and new players who have come in and who have stepped up. Maybe there's a little bit of change in terms of the intensity, that Liverpool play, because it's Arne Slot's team after all. And ironically, it's not his team; it's Klopp's team, which he is masterfully managed. And imagine a manager having that kind of pressure from the beginning of season. I mean, I have to take my hat off, because obviously I have not seen the famous, Paisley or Fagan, or I have not seen. I've only read in history books like how they set the culture, and Bob Paisley set the culture. Fagan took over and was really successful. That's not something that I have seen with my own eyes. And also, it's a totally different era with very different competition. And there's nothing, I just mean to say that there's no comparison in terms of, because there's such different eras. And secondly, there's no disrespect to any era, right? It was massively special and is the foundation of the great history that Liverpool has as a club, as a football club. But this is something very impressive for me, for a manager to step in to a shadow of another manager who is a club legend for a historic club like Liverpool, where the fans are very passionate. I would say, apart from Manchester United and Real Madrid, Liverpool is one of the most volatile clubs in terms of the media coverage. There's always a lot of coverage for Liverpool, huge club. And to come into a situation like that and manage the team with literally virtually no transfer, right? Apart from Chiesa, who's been a bit part player, and to manage three top players, legends, I would say, still of the Liverpool club, being at the end of their contract year and their contracts not getting signed, and to follow up from Klopp, who's a club legend as well, and to win the league is absolutely the craziest thing. Is the craziest thing, and I think first of all, Arne Slot, a lot of credit should go to him, right? A lot of credit should go to him. The way he has managed everything, the egos, the media, the PR, the game strategies. Yes, we have fallen short in the Carabao Cup final to a very good Newcastle team. Yes, we would have liked to do better in Champions League, but we did lose to, in my opinion, the best team in Champions League this year, which is PSG. So yes, we did not do well in the FA Cup, getting out with Plymouth. So yeah, these things can happen. These things can happen, but it has never shown me clearly that okay, this team is not good enough. If you know what I mean, this team is not good enough in what sense, right? Yes, this team is not complete. I'm not naive to say this team is complete. And it is impossible, it is so illogical to expect this team to be complete when a manager has come in and has not signed any players of his own, right? This was supposed to be the transition year. And the main elephant in the room is that, people saying that this title is not very impressive, it's not going to be very impressive. I mean, people can say what they want, but right now Liverpool has 79 points, right? Liverpool has 79 points, and there is basically, um I think, what, so there is, give me a moment, there are 5 games to go in the season, right? So okay, so Liverpool are on par with the number of points that they have. Arne Slot has always said that we have had hardly 2 to 3 games where we felt comfortable. We never had wins with lots of goals. I think we need to sort out our attack a little bit for sure. You know, so yeah, maybe people are expecting rock and roll football that we're used to with Klopp, but this is a different manager having no one of his own in the team and doing such a good job and bringing in his tactics, which have been effective, by the way. Yeah, I don't think, for me, the jury is not out on Arne Slot anymore. Yeah, I'll see what players he gets. I'm not saying he's going to win the league again next year or anything, but I think he's got not much left to prove to us as fans after delivering this title. We are just 1 point out. We need 1 point to win the title with literally 4 games to spare, you know. So that is something. And let's see, they have 5 games. Liverpool have 5 games left. So Tottenham, I am assuming, will not be playing their strongest team because of their Europa League fixtures. So Tottenham is the next game. So winning the league at Anfield, even if you draw with Tottenham or win it, is going to be massive. It is going to be massive. I, in an ideal world, I would have loved this to happen with Klopp as well, because he couldn't, enjoy this with the team. The man who built the foundations of this new Liverpool, he couldn't because of the COVID season. But this is poetic, and the title is inevitable, but if it happens in Anfield, nothing like that. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm thrilled. But okay, with 5 games, if Liverpool even gets out of 15 points, yes, they're yet to play Arsenal. I mean, they're yet to play Chelsea. But if Liverpool gets, say, I mean, they've lost 2 games in this whole season, right? They've drawn 7 games, they've lost 2 games. That's it in the Premier League season. So I'm still putting in one more loss in there, right? So even if they get, say, 12 or say 10 to 11 points, in the remaining 5 games, Liverpool will finish 89 to 90 points this season, which is really, let me check the points tally of the last Premier League winners in the last few years. Really on, it's really on point. I mean, most people, I mean, at least, uh, let's see, this is a different era. This is the first time any team has gotten over 90 points in a Premier League season is Manchester United in 99 2000, right? And after that, that's the first time any team has gotten over 90 points in a Premier League season. And then it's straight away the next team who got past 90 points is literally Chelsea. You know, um, wait, let me. I'm sorry, I'm getting it wrong. My mistake, my mistake. Yes, so Manchester United got to 91 points in the 99 2000 season, and after that, I think Arsenal got it in 2003 2004 season, 90 points. So then Chelsea got it in the next couple of years, and after that, yeah. So in the whole Premier League era, maybe 90 points. If you take the Manchester City era out of the way, 90 points have been achieved maybe 5 to 6 times. And then the last few seasons, the last 4 seasons, Manchester City got 91 points. Last season, 89 points the season before, 93 points the season before, 86 points the season before. So, and before that, Liverpool won in the 1920 season with 99 points. So it is incredible that despite Liverpool be on course to get 90 points, which in most seasons is a Premier League winning total anyway, there is so much doubt on Liverpool's quality as a team in terms of winning it. I would rather debate that maybe the title race has been very boring, right? Because Liverpool haven't been challenged at all, like not much. I mean, controversially, I would say Leicester is one of the teams who won the league with a points tally which doesn't generally win the league, which was 81 points. Nothing to take away from them. But if Liverpool was finishing the league in 81 points or 80 points and winning it, I can get that argument that Liverpool hasn't been good, but the other teams had fallen off. But I think the title race has been very boring, and that is what I think people are mixing up with Liverpool's point tally. And bear in mind, all these points tallies that I explained for Manchester City, they haven't pushed to the hilt by Arsenal, right? It's not like Liverpool hasn't been even pushed. I think since January they have been quite ahead. So despite not being pushed, they have really kept it up. So that is something. And Arsenal right now are in 67 points with 4 games to play, right? So that is really bad. Manchester City are on 61 points with 34 games played, 4 games left. It's not good enough. And I'm not saying the teams are bad. I'm saying right now the quality of the Premier League, arguably for me, is at the highest. Because right up till, I won't say like that, maybe even the 12th place Crystal Palace, they are playing proper football. After that there's Everton and Manchester United is having a terrible season. But even Wolves and Tottenham and West Ham can play proper football. West Ham is in the 17th spot. So almost 15 to 16 teams in the Premier League can play proper football, you know, and it is very hard to take off points. I mean, to get so many wins, like every team is taking off points from each other. So this is absolutely insanely impressive, I would say. from Liverpool. Yes, I think Arsenal has a great chance of winning the league next year. Manchester City, I'm not sure. Maybe they can come back with a challenge. Maybe Chelsea and Newcastle come back with vengeance. Aston Villa is a very good shout. You never know, if they add a couple of players, they can really do well. So it is crazy, the Premier League right now, and all I am saying is that this is a very impressive Premier League win. This is a very impressive Premier League win, and yeah, Arsenal. In my opinion, I think for me, they're the second favorites for the Champions League. For me, the favorites of Champions League is PSG. They're playing amazing, amazing football. They're just playing brilliant football. They have amazing attackers like Dewey and all, in substitutes. They are a proper team finally, and Luis Enrique is doing wonders. So I think they are the favorites. Arsenal could have been favorites in my book if at least they had Havertz fit or Jesus fit. I mean, their win against Real Madrid, although Real Madrid's not been that good this season, is very impressive. It's Real Madrid, it's European royalties. So to beat them like that is very impressive. But you have to keep in mind that Arsenal still scored two insane goals by Declan Rice in dead ball situations, so of free kicks. So, are they really that good at scoring open play goals against really good quality opposition? Free kicks, you can't depend on free kicks to win you games every game, right? Because it is a free kick is very difficult, very low probability goal conversion. So, in that way, I think Arsenal, if they add a striker, which I think they will, I think they are heavily linked to Gokeres, and if they add, maybe if Partey leaves, if they add a DM, and then maybe like some backup in the winger positions of Martinelli or Saka, I think they have a very, very, very good chance of winning the Premier League next season or even pushing. They have still a very good chance of winning the Champions League. I would say for me, this Champions League is very interesting because no matter what people say, we have four very different teams, right? Like Barcelona, Inter Milan, PSG, and Arsenal, and any one of them can win it. Any one of them can win it. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting to see the Champions League. But Liverpool, you will never walk alone, is winning the league. And before I go, I would just want to pay a little bit of a homage. No, like even if I do pay the homage, before that, I would like to briefly say that Trent, lot has been made of his celebrations. Again, I have already made a video on how I feel about Trent potentially leaving Liverpool, but I think he cannot win this case if he stays silent, like he is being now. Some fans are going to say that he has the responsibility to make everything clear. If he says something before Liverpool wins the title, then it will be like might be like he's making everything about himself. I think the celebration was a little bit of frustration, also a lot of adrenaline, and also it shows that he really, really cares about the club. But he's just might be making a career decision because the player plays for a limited time. And again, I have already covered this in another video. I can link it up in the after cards of this video. And the other thing is that say what you will, support who you want, you are entitled to your opinions. But I feel that a player, when they're wearing a red shirt, the Liverpool shirt, you cannot boo that player, especially when we needed a win in the last game where he came on and scored against Leicester with the left foot, which was magical. You cannot boo the player, in my opinion. You shouldn't. And if you want, you don't have to sing his name. Don't sing his name. Don't boo the player, or just clap him onto the field, right? Because we still need every player to win this Premier League title as soon as possible. We really want to win it in Anfield. And I agree with certain people saying that Conor Bradley should be starting all the games now that Trent is leaving. Whatever it is, man, I don't think 4 or 5 games are going to make a lot of difference. I do agree that Conor Bradley should get more game time now if Trent is for surely leaving, and which I think he is. So yeah, that's that. Quickly on Salah though, like this man, I see. I'm a huge Thierry Henry fan. Okay, so I'm a huge Thierry Henry fan, and he is the goat in my opinion. But I am not going to begrudge anyone who wants to put Salah in the same conversation. And People might be like, what are you saying? You're delusional. You're going over the top of your head. In the Premier League era, this man has done enough, I think, for now, to deserve that, especially if he is going to have two titles, a fourth golden boot, okay, this season. No one has assisted and scored, I mean, in the same season, double digit assists and in assists and goals for 7 years in a row, 7 seasons. This is not a joke. Like, this is not like we are saying, putting out a random name, oh, because of the eye test and everything. This is not Eden Hazard, who is a legendary player, but this is a legit contender for the Premier League GOAT conversation, in my opinion. Like, he's a third in Liverpool's all-time goal scorer list. He holds a record for most Premier League goals scored for Liverpool, Premier League, mind you. He broke previous record with 45 goal involvements, goals and assists in 24-25 season. In a 38 match season. I mean, he holds a record for most FPL points in a season, if that counts for something. I mean, again, like, I mean, he can win the Premier League Player of the Season for the second time in the running. He is in the top five players in the Premier League era for sure, and I think he's firmly in the conversation for top two with Thierry Henry. So yeah, that's what I had to say. One more point to go, and after that, Liverpool will lift the cup, will lift the Premier League, and you know, YNWA, folks. See you soon.